Louie Gohmert, Texas.
Thank you. Well, I was not in the military the various times I've been to Afghanistan since I've been in Congress. But I was in the military back when we had a commander-in-chief named Carter. And he welcomed the Ayatollah Khomeini into Iran as a man of peace, and it cost American lives. And after the Iranians took American hostages, he spent the rest of his presidency begging them to let them go when we were strong enough we could have done something about it. And I hoped and prayed I would never see a time when America, the United States of America, would plummet to that poor of leadership that would get Americans put in harm's way by a weak president. But the truth is, as President Obama has said, he's got most of his administration still there with President Biden. And they were trying to buy the help of the Taliban to just kind of let us get out, quit killing us long enough for us to get out. It doesn't work with bloodthirsty, radical extremists like we have in the Taliban. And make no mistake, if you bought the lies about, oh, they're at odds war with ISIS-K, that's exactly what the Obama administration said after sending billions of dollars of weaponry and equipment to what they call the moderate rebels in Syria. When the equipment and the weapons kept being turned over to ISIS. Even President Obama had to suspend sending weapons to the moderate rebels for 90 days. But now we have a president again who he couldn't have made matters worse if he was getting money to his family from China or oligarchs in Russia. He has put this nation at risk. One of my very wise colleagues had said, it'll take us a generation to get back our credibility after abandoning those who fought for us and with us. And I said, I'm sorry, in my years traveling around the world as a member of Congress, we still have not completely recovered from the terrible presidency of Jimmy Carter. It's going to be generations. There will be Americans die because of this president's policies, the Secretary of Defense and State. And there are Americans right now I've heard from that are saying we're going to be able to get people out, but we have to get clearance from the State Department. Can you help us? And the message I'm getting is we're not going to give them clearance. They're going to let these Americans, these allies, die in Afghanistan, up in Panjshir, where we've got a lot of our friends and allies. They'd rather let them die than run the risk of something going wrong and the State Department being blamed. And let me tell you something else. People that I've met with that were leaders of our allies in what used to be called the Northern Alliance, so many of them have been ready to continue fighting. Some of their children, like Ahmad Shah Massoud's son, is ready to lead and fight. But Pakistan, without whom there would be no Taliban, they invited some of our allies who fought and lost family in 2001 and 2 before they defeated the Taliban. They were invited to Pakistan for discussions right before the Taliban made their move on Kabul. And I don't know if they're there of their own choice still or if they're being held against their will, but somebody in this administration needs to check on our former allies. They are still our allies, but they're in Pakistan somewhere. Dustham, as I understand it, it's a different country. But this administration has done an abysmal job. I have other former intel that are telling me people that are being brought in here, there is a significant percentage that are future Boston Marathon bombers because they're not doing adequate vetting. This administration not only has blood on its hands already, it's going to cost a lot of American lives before we even have a chance to get it straight again. And so I'm hoping that by bringing these things out, as we all are here, that enough American people will speak up, not in violence, but in protest, to let the administration know you're not going to ever have anybody from your power running this, from your party running this country again, unless you fix these things now. And with that, I turn over to my friend Andrew Clyde.